Greetings, fellow wanderers. Tiki here.
And Jacob Wile.
And welcome to Wandering Over Yonder. Jacob, do we have an intro for this? Because if we do, I totally
I,
forgot what it is.
I think that was it.
Okay, fair enough. So, greetings. Okay, Wandering Over Yonder and whatnot. All right. So, we're back. It's been about a week since we've covered the show. I think we're going to be covering the show a little more often from now on because A, Steven Universe has gone to a once-a-week schedule instead of once every weekday. And B, Star vs. the Force of Evil is on a little bit of a hiatus, so that gives us some more free time to kind of catch up on this show. Of course, this show just ended its run. Jacob, of course, if you're new here, if anyone here is a new viewer, what Jacob Wile and I do here is, I am the new Wander Over Yonder watcher right here. I am just kind of getting into the show. Jacob, you are the connoisseur of Wander Over Yonder. You have watched the whole series. You know the ins and outs of the show. So you were kind of taking me on this strange and bizarre and surreal and mind-bending experience that is Craig McCracken's Wander Over Yonder. So let's get into it with the troll. I like this episode quite a bit, Jacob. I do kind of see what you're saying about it. Like, Jacob, you definitely see the merit of it, but I'm sorry, I should let you speak for yourself. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, let's see what you have to say first, because I want to see your perspective.
Okay, what do I have to say about this?
I want to see your perspective before I say anything.
My favorite part of the episode is just how this episode really is just, okay, yeah, this is basically how a troll on a message board works. At the WDW Magic Imagineering forums, we had to deal with Jack Pumpkinhead, a lovely fellow who was a major troll and who kind of acted just like this. You know, he just go on, he'd yell at people, he'd throw insults at people, and if people responded to him, he just, that just feed him, and that just make him stronger. And I think this episode is a really clever send-up and analogy of that, and as someone who's kind of been, working on Disney fan forums for almost half my life now as Tiki, I can definitely relate to this sort of thing. Having said that, Jacob, I do kind of agree with some of the points you're going to make, especially the fact that this episode feels a little out of place with Wander Over Yonder. Wander himself, I mean, the whole point of Wander himself in the episode is that he doesn't really do a whole lot, but I don't know, it's definitely a mixed bag, and I'd say probably out of the episodes we've watched so far, it's definitely not my favorite. We'll talk about one that's a lot better coming up with the bots, but I'll throw it over to you now.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you have to say there. I mean, I haven't had, much experience with trolls, but I've, seen them and seen some of their effects on people. Some of them, pretty bad. In a serious way.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I understand, how serious they can be. And, I get what the show's trying to say, don't ignore these people, don't give them any heed, and I appreciate that. I mean, it's a good lesson to teach, but as I can just say, the way they teach is just, way outplayed. I mean, this could potentially be a very serious thing, and they just treat it, kind of lightly.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Having said that, I think that I think there's a line between trolling and genuine internet bullying and cyberbullying and stuff like that.
Okay,
so I just think there's a little bit of a line to straddle between, because I think with trolling, it's just basically kind of like someone just being an ass, and with internet bullying, it's much more malicious than that.
Okay, I'll concede to that. I can see that. I mean, I might have been straight. Okay, but
the incident with Steven Universe and the fan art and everything like that broke out about 6 months ago, that was definitely more cyberbullying than just straight up trolling, I think.
Well, I don't really know about that. I don't really know about that, so
I just want to make the distinction, just because, like I said, I think with trolling, it's more just kind of like assholes just trying to get attention, whereas with internet cyberbullying, it's more so definitely leans on the side of very, very malicious, very very thought out attacks, like personal attacks. Anyways, I digress. I'm sorry, Jacob.
No, it's fine. I mean, I completely agree with you. I mean, okay, I can see why this episode did that. I mean, I see your point. I mean, I'm sorry for that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just want to kind of differentiate between the two.
I know, it just feels like, whole Wander like not doing it. He could have said why he was doing nothing the entire time. So like, I am helping.
Okay, okay,
like,
I'll agree with you there. I'll agree with you there. That was definitely kind of like, Wander should have probably at the start of it been like, hey guys, maybe let's not have this whole army and let's not have the whole like attacking the troll and everything. Like, let's just chill, guys. Let's just chill. Let's just.
I know it's probably just to teach him a lesson, but look what it resulted in.
No, Jacob, I definitely see that side of thing for sure. For sure.
I mean, Wander was kind of trolling himself if you think about it.
I do kind of like how this episode starts off, like much like pretty much every Wander Over Yonder episode that I'm getting the sense of the show is kind of starts out where we're in the middle of a story where Wander and Sylvia are kind of gathered with the sheep of Bahala.
Okay, that's one reason why I love this episode. The Bahala. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really do like the kind of like Wander and Sylvia are kind of like guests of honor at this feast that they're putting on, celebrating their most recent feats of bravery and strength. But then it gets interrupted by the troll, who, as we see on this title card, is very tiny when he first appears.
Yep. But then
I think that's a nice visual metaphor, Jacob. It's like, anyone can go on a message board, anyone can like write a mean comment in a YouTube channel, and that's kind of why I don't ever respond to any troll comments. I mean, I'll respond to people who have genuine criticisms of our content. Like, like we recently got a lot of comments about how we ourselves, Dragon and I, kind of talked over a very important reveal in Steven Universe, like one of the most important reveals of the whole show, and we just talked over it. And yeah, we got about 50 comments saying like, "Hey, you guys are idiots. You talked over that." And I'm like, "Yeah, we are kind of idiots. You're right. I'm sorry. We'll do better in the future." So like I don't know. I just think it's kind of a fun distinction to make. You know what I mean? Whereas I think a troll comment would be kind of something like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you fags talked over blah blah blah." It's like when you start throwing that kind of language around, then it kind of becomes a troll thing. Anyways.
Yeah, I understand that, and I do like the visual metaphor there. That is I won't deny this episode's cleverness. I will definitely not deny that.
It's very meta. I think.
Definitely, but like I said, Wander could have just solved the whole thing, which is like, why don't we just not deal with this guy?
Right.
It's like I am helping.
Yeah, Wander just throughout the whole episode, he's just chilling at the fireplace, which is, I mean, it's a very funny animation on Wander. I mean, he's just slowly eating peanuts and stuff and just kind of falling asleep. I've got to say, probably my favorite moment in the whole episode is when, the troll bursts in and he confronts Wander. And then Wander holds up the log, and it looks like Wander's gonna throw the log at the troll, but then he just kind of casually throws it in the fire.
Yeah, I do like that though.
Mm-hmm.
That I do understand all that.
Yeah. Go ahead. Do you want to talk about the sheep in this episode a little bit?
You mean the Bahalans?
Yeah, the Bahalans.
Let me just say, it's quite interesting that they got the voice actor for Patrick, but they didn't have Tom Kenny in this episode.
Right? Yeah, that's a good point. That
would have been kind of funny.
So we have Kashmir, who's kind of the leader of these guys.
Yeah. And then in their conquest to stop the troll, who comes every year to steal their food.
And by the way, Jacob, this is the second cartoon that we're talking about in 2 days where basically the main plot point is that there's a big hoard of food and that someone else wants to get to it. I'm just saying.
I see that. Although in this one isn't depicted as serious, though.
Oh, yeah. Because God knows the most serious commodity in the world is corn. I mean, come on now.
Of course, I didn't see any corn there, so they don't need to worry.
Corn is love, corn is life.
Yes. Moral of that episode.
anyways, so
So what else can we say about this episode? We went
I don't really feel like we need to like go and recap the whole thing. You know what I mean? I feel like kind of the whole point of the episode kind of
in our short sentences, we basically described the whole plot.
Yeah, right. So I feel like we can kind of wrap it up, unless there's any big gags you want to kind of go over.
Well, Sylvia trying to take down the troll and trying to convince Wander to help.
Mm-hmm. There's that moment where Sylvia, she jumps into the troll's mouth, and then the troll spits her out. She's like, "I instantly regretted that decision."
Yeah.
Really funny Sylvia stuff this episode.
Yeah. The sheep themselves, the Bahalans themselves were funny.
Yeah, they are. Yes, my sister did indeed braid the spear for me, and I am very proud of her. She is a very talented braider. She did a very good job.
And I just like the overall design of Bahala.
Oh, like they have the kind of castle at the top of the hill that has the horns on it.
That was the show's definitely a visual treat.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, we'll talk about that next episode, man. Next episode. Holy shit.
The next episode is pure LSD.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. So Jacob, I think that's a pretty good place to wrap it up. Do you have any final thoughts about the troll?
Not a terrible episode. There are other episodes that have kind of lessons in this like this, but actually one coming up that also seems a bit forced, but not as forced as this one or out of place.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't call this a bad episode. There's really no bad episodes I can think, but it's just not the strongest one out there. There are a lot of episodes that have like these life lessons, but they don't do it so heavy-handedly, if you know what I mean.
Okay, fair enough.
There's a particular episode in season 2. There's a particular episode in season 2, like talks about how like Wander's multiple personalities that deals with that kind of thing a lot better.
Okay, I hear you. So I guess as a fan of the show, I'll definitely take it from you that I like the premise of this episode, I think, more than I like the overall execution of it. Like, I like the whole gag and visual metaphor of what the troll is. But I will agree with you. I think it was kind of lacking in the pacing a little bit, and it didn't have as many, like, big gags as some of the other episodes did, but...
And the fact that Wander himself was kind of trolling them.
Right, exactly.
I am helping.
Okay,
you
folks,
know, that's what you say to when you're not doing anything. I'm helping.
All right, Jacob. So thanks for coming on. We'll definitely be back with the box pretty much immediately, which is going to be a very interesting episode to talk about. Very interesting indeed.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, just for God's sakes, just don't feed the trolls. Come on, just don't do it.
Nope.
Don't do it. Come on, it might be tempting, but just don't. Just don't.